In this video, we will be looking at how to begin our basic garment creation workflow. Before we begin creating our 3D garments, let's first look at the three main factors that determine the true-to-life accuracy for our virtual garment. So as you can see here on the screen, I have the three main factors. The first is our patterns. We need to be using the correct patterns for the style of garment that we are creating. Next is our avatar, as each avatar will have their own body size and measurements. Therefore, we need to ensure we have selected the correct avatar for the fit we are making. Thirdly is our fabric. Like in real life, different fabrics will have their own draping properties. For example, a stiff woven fabric like cotton on the right will have more structure compared to a stretchy knit fabric like jersey on the left. Next, let's look at the 4 basic workflow steps in our garment creation workflow. Our first step is to arrange the patterns to help us identify all the pieces we will need to be working with. Once we have our patterns, we can then begin to stitch the garment together and then simulate it in 3D. The third step is to materialize the garment, which means assigning the correct fabrics, seam textures, artwork, and trims on the garment design. Lastly, we will need to apply post-simulation adjustments such as 3D styling to improve the overall look and presentation of the garment as a final product. Now that we have these factors and steps in mind, let's jump into vstitcher to start creating. For this lesson, we will be creating a basic hoodie top and leggings. So first, let's go to File on our main menu, and we're going to choose the Import option to import in the DXF file that we will be working with. In our Explorer window, we will select the DXF file, and then we'll click on Open to bring it in. This is our Import Options window, which gives us a preview of the imported patterns. Let's click on OK to proceed. Once I have imported my patterns, they will show up inside of my 2D window. Next to this, we have our 3D window where we can see our avatar and our 3D environment. Our next step is to select the correct avatar we will be using to dress our 3D garment on. For this, we will go to our resource panel on the left side of the screen, and we're going to click on the 3D tab. Under 3D resources, we will see a section for avatars. This is where you will find a list of all your avatars to use. For this activity, we will use the Import option to import the avatar file from our local folder. To import an avatar file, click on the plus icon and choose the first option, Import. This will open an Explorer window for you to navigate and select the required avatar file. Once selected, we're going to click on Open to import the avatar file into vstitcher. As you can see, it has automatically loaded the new avatar for us in our 3D window. Now that we have imported our DXF and chosen the correct avatar, our next step is to save our file. It's important to save our work regularly so that we do not lose all our efforts. To save, we will go to File and click on Save As. You can rename the file according to your required naming conventions. Next, let's look at the file types that we have. Our latest version uses the new BW file type, which only requires you to open and save the file for sharing. If you're working in older versions such as 2019 April edition and older, you will need to save your working file as a VSGX and export your final file as a VSP for sharing. To learn more about the different file types, please refer to your PDF handout in the training guide folder. Here we are choosing the second option, which is to save the BW file with both the garment and avatar. Let's click on Save. Now that we have performed our first save, we can proceed to regularly save our file as we work. We can do this by either clicking on the Save button on our main toolbar, or we can press Ctrl+S on our keyboard as a shortcut.